Hey legends, it's less than 2 weeks until Ultra Trail Kosci, or Ultra Trail Kosci, and I'm just jumping in because there's a lot of speculation around conditions, courses, etc. This will be the 4th year in a row that I'm doing the 100k, and I'm just really going to be talking here today a little bit about how do we deal with some of the uncertainty. How do we prep for that? Because with any race that happens in an alpine environment, there is significantly more uncertainty than you'll get in many of the other Aussie trail running environments. So let's get cracking. Just bear in mind, I'm really thinking about this in terms of the 100k, 100 mile runners, but 50 and 30k runners, you just take out of this whatever you will. Okay, so the key element here, right? Yes, there are some locals calling the weather for 2025 around Kosci. They're calling November 25 Snowvember. Yeah, so there has been snow up on the main range. Now, in the first iteration of Kosci, the course was changed literally, I am actually thinking 2 or 1 day before. So it may have been 24 hours, it could have been 48 hours, but it was between that period that we had confirmation of the course. So for those that are kind of thinking, oh, please give me confirmation of what's going to happen, all I want to say here is the organisers have got this. They have contingencies. There are multiple stakeholders, there are safety considerations, there are probably insurance considerations at play. So many things going on there, and obviously all to do with access and safety being a prerogative. There are backups. They may institute them. Are we going to know when they're going to institute them? No. This could be happening, like I said, 24 to 48 hours before, and that's okay. Now, what can we do? What can we do? Now, if you are using drop bags, right, if the course gets changed at the last minute, you'll still get access to your drop bags. The key will be, though, that some of those drop bags might be at different distances, might not be exactly where you expect, because things that change on the fly, not everything might come across perfectly with your drop bags. How do we manage that? Basically, what I would really recommend here is pop the same thing in every single drop bag. That way, it won't matter what drop bag goes where, you'll be sorted. Now, on top of that, it actually might mean that your crew can't get to as many places, etc. You might have to take more things with you. You might have to rely on drop bags more. You can always plan on using drop bags as a backup, even if you're having crew. So, what I would say here is so that you can be most prepared for any circumstance, put the same things in all drop bags, have drop bags alongside crew. That way, whatever happens, you've got stuff sorted. Does this mean that you have to have lots of multiples of different gear and so forth? Absolutely. But so be it, right, guys? We are dealing with quite full-on environment up in the Aussie Alps, and you want to make sure that you've got the gear that you need. A lot of DNFs in this event come from the fact that people have not gotten a change of clothes. People have not gotten enough of their food or hydration. They're not dry. They don't have a towel. All these little things. Now, within your drop bag, put stuff that you want to keep dry in waterproof stuff. Yeah, you want to keep things dry as much as you can. Those supermarket bags aren't perfect. So just be prepared. It's on us as runners so that we are prepared. If your crew / pacers and so forth are getting antsy about where they need to go, this might sound a little bit harsh, but if they can't deal with the uncertainty a couple of weeks out here, potentially might be time to either swap them out, ditch them out, so forth, because again, any crew, any pacers are going to have to be able to adjust to the conditions as well. Do they have enough gear themselves? Yeah. any crew, any pacers should not be adding stress to you at any point as a runner. So just make sure that if they're adding stress to you now, make the call. That's my advice there. Might sound harsh, but if conditions go south, yeah, you're going to want your best crew with you. Okay, conditions. What kind of conditions can we get? So 2022, we had snow. We had a course change, a day or two out. You needed to make sure that you stayed warm. What kind of gear though is most important here? So in this instance, it's not about whether you're wearing shorts or long pants or not. It's about, okay, do you have things like waterproof gloves or waterproof socks? All right, these are all things like in snowing conditions that can make a huge difference. In terms of the trails, they will get muddy, right? If the trails are not looking muddy now, that's because there hasn't been many people on them. For the 100Kers and the milers, we'll have all of the 50K and 30K guys go down and along the Thredbo Valley Trail. The last 3 years have shown that smashes it up. It makes it super muddy. So just be prepared for mud. So make sure you've got shoes that are good for mud, except if you're going to be up on the cheese graters, big lugs are not great for those. So these are all trade-offs gear-wise. Now, the subsequent year, so 2023, it actually started super hot. Then we got a storm, then we got more mud. Okay, what was the issue in 2023? Overheating up the top range, because main range, there's no protection, there's no shade, and people were dehydrated, overheating, and yeah, you get a lot of people thinking, oh, it's going to be cold, it's going to be wet, and so they've prepped for that, but they haven't prepped for the heat. Yesterday I did Stromlo 30K. It's always hot, but it made me realise how underprepared I am for the heat this year. Anyhow, what might that mean in terms of gear? Do you have like long sleeve sun protection? Do you have your sunscreen sorted? Do you have enough hydration, including electrolytes? Are you relying on yourself, on the aid stations? Yeah, like make those calls. Do you need to have some dry shirts? So like you can get out of sweaty shirts at different aid stations, particularly when you're transitioning from a hot day into the evening. In every instance, do you have changes of shoes, changes of socks, all of that jazz? Boom. So then last year, it started off really lovely, and then we got a hailstorm. We had the course closed for some people. You had to wait around. So do you have something in your pack that's going to keep you warm if you have to wait around? What's your plans to sort of stay limber in situations like that? Because again, all of these decisions are made to look after us, for our safety. They're not bad things. In fact, as trail runners, these things are all about building our resilience. Perfect conditions, perfect days don't happen often. Perfect responses, though, can happen at any time. And just really being flexible with our response and having different scenarios planned for is what that sort of looks like. Yeah. So in a nutshell, don't expect race organisers or other runners to provide you with certainty about race day 2 weeks out. Just don't. The only certainty that you can provide around this is your ability to be prepared for anything that's going to happen, and any crew or team that you've got around you being on the same page about that. Have fun in this taper period in the lead up to Kosci, and I look forward to seeing a bunch of you out on the trails. Bye.